Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I nearly finished one of the little cardigans for Rhiannon. But I haven't done as much knitting the last few days as what I normally do because I've had a little bit of trouble with this hand. I'm going to show you what's happening with it. See, when I hold my hand in a fist like that, when I bring my fingers back up, one of the fingers is staying, it doesn't come back. And I have to push it up like that. It clicks. I think it could be the start of something called trigger finger. I think one of my subscribers, Jean, she has that problem. I know because she's wrote about it on that. That's what made me start thinking that's what I could be having. It's not painful, but it is awkward. But it's not too bad because when I knit, I have the wool like that. And my hands are always like that when I'm knitting. I don't know whether it's because of the position I have my hands in all the time. I don't know whether that's what's causing it, but I am keep exercising that finger as much as I can because I don't want it to lock in that position permanently. So I do keep on doing this and doing exercises all the time since I've noticed that with both hands. This hand's okay, but just seems to be it's my right hand. I'm right-handed, so it's my right hand that's doing it. So that's why I haven't had really done a lot of knitting because I would have had this finished by now. But I went to my granddaughter's yesterday, so I didn't get a lot of what I normally do, but I'll put that down. I'll show you what I'm doing. I don't like to do things like this, especially this with lacy patterns. You know, as you can see, it's the rosebud lace pattern. I don't like to do things like that when I'm at my granddaughter's because the kids get us mixed up sometimes. But I did start on this one. This is when I started this for Daggery because she asked me to do. I have got the two blankets and the two little baby cardigans, but she asked me to do a cardigan for the big sister as well, who's 3. She said she's 3, so I'm doing a 24-inch. And this is some wool that I think it was Emma sent it to me actually. I've got a label somewhere for it. It's James C. Brett. No, it's James C. Brett. I did have a label, I don't know, on the table here. I don't know what's happened to it. To have a look and see if it's fell down behind the... No, that's a baby one. No, I don't know where I put the label on it. Is that being on the floor here? Oh yes, I found it. I've got labels all over the place. I'm going to count up all these labels that I've knitted. I've been keeping them. This is James C. Brett's Baby Marble Double Knit. And this is one, I think it was Emma sent it to me quite a while ago. Actually, I think she sent some like this. This is like lemon and peachy orange, like a deep orange, deep peach and a lighter peach. And I think it's got a bit of cream in as well. So this is the double moss stitch. It's just knit 2, purl 2 for 2 rows and purl 2, knit 2 for 2 rows. That's all. Just thought I'd do it. I don't think I've done many. I've only done, I think, one other little cardigan in this pattern. Like I'll have to do some tutorials on this one because I haven't done many with this pattern on. But this pattern is, I've decided to do a knit 2, purl 2 rib. But when you start this pattern, you have to make sure that you don't start the knit 2 at the same place as the rib, or you'll have an extra 2 rows of rib. So I've done 12 rows, I think it is. I think I've done 12 rows. I think that's the size I'm doing a 24. I think it's 12 rows of rib. But it would only be a couple more rows if you did start in the same place as the rib. But I started I started with knit 2, purl 2, but when I started the pattern, I started with purl 2, knit 2, so it was different over the stitch. You know, I didn't get the same stitches to start the pattern with. But that's the one I'm doing, that one for Daggery, and that was an extra one which I'm having to do because it's to go in a parcel to the United States, so I can't send this one separate because of what it costs. It's got to be done and go in with the other things that I've done. So I'm putting that one down. I'll do that one. I've done a little bit of that in the morning. I started at my granddaughter's yesterday when I was at her house, and I've done a little bit in the morning. I do things like this, just little bits in the morning, and then I do my orders I've got in the afternoon, which I'm doing now, which is this one for Rhiannon, and then I'll do maybe carry on even after tea doing a little bit of this, but maybe for 2 or 3 hours of a night time I'll do some of my own, which I'm going to show you. I've actually finished the back on this one I was doing for myself, the one I said I told you about. I'd done the mistake by thinking I was going to do cable and then changing my mind. But I've done a little video and I'm going to show you exactly what I'm doing with this, so anybody else makes a mistake like that, you'll know what to do. So I'll just pause this video for a second and show you the little bit I've done with this. So this is the back of my sweater, which I messed up when I was originally going to do cables, but changed my mind afterwards and forgot I'd put extra stitches on for the cables, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. Right, I've put the tape measure on to show you I've measured it, and leaving it the way it is, 24 inches, that's going to measure 48, which is far too big for me. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it now. So when I cast off the stitches for the armholes, as you can see here, I've got them folded over. When I cast off the stitches for the armholes, I normally cast off 6 stitches at each side. But instead I've cast off 12 stitches, that side and that side, and I've brought it in. So this is how the sweater is actually going to be. And I'll show you what it actually measures now. So that's what I've done. And it now measures, that's 21, so that's 42 inches, just a little bit more than 42 inches. There'll be a little bit left for the sewn up. So that's going to bring it in. That's the size I do for myself, 42. So what I'm going to do now is, for the bits in between here, instead of casting on the number of stitches I had for the back, I've deducted the number of stitches that I've extra, that I've cast off the 6 stitches there and 6 stitches there. So I've deducted those 12 stitches from the front, plus a few more because of the extra stitches that I had on for the back. And it's going to be like a panel in the front of the sweater, and I'll work the shaping so that when I come to the shaping, it's going to be exactly the same as where this shaping is here. So it'll be the same size. The front will be the same size up to the neck as the back. And that's how I'm working that one out. So I have to get started on the front sometime and sort that out. So that's how I'm fixing this one. That's be okay. I'll let you see what it looks like when it's all finished. And I'm determined I'm going to spend at least a couple of hours of a night time on my own knitting, because I have been neglecting my own things, and I do have another cardigan in my bag that's been, it must be a couple of years ago when I started it, which I am going to finish as well. So I'm putting that one down, and then I'm going to stop this video again. I'm going to show you all the coasters that Emma sent to me. I've laid them out on the table. I haven't put them up on my eBay shop yet because I have to photograph them all and take pictures to make them look good on eBay. And I'm going to show you just a picture, just actually what she sent to me, because you couldn't see them all when I showed the Happy Meal the other day. And just to let you have a look, these are all the coasters that Emma sent to me the other day. And all of those ones are acrylic. They're all acrylic, that one as well. But these two here, you can't really see on here, but they are sparkle. They've got sparkle. You can just see a little bit in there. And there in the sparkle. You can't notice it so much on that unless I get really, or you can if I get really close. There you can see the sparkle when I get really close. Those are sparkled. So I'll be putting them onto my eBay shop, but I have to photograph them all at first and that, and it does take a little while. But I'm going to wait because just for a little while, for eBay do send me offers where they'll reduce the payments that they take by 80%, so I only have to pay 20% of their fees. And they send that offer to me quite often, so I'm going to hang on a little bit to see whether they bring that on, because I have a set of my own. I've sold all of my own coasters that were on, but I've made another set. Yeah, I'll get those one out. Yeah, I've made another set for to replace some of the coronation coasters that I sell. So that's just one set. That's all I've had time to make at the moment. But I'll put those up. I'm waiting to see whether eBay offers gives me that offer again. So that's all the coasters that Emma sent me. Some beautiful colours in amongst them, and I will sell them quite cheap because I don't like to make a lot of profit from what Emma does, because she just sends them to me. It's her wool and her work, so I just put a little bit, enough to cover my expenses for the postage and whatever I have to pay eBay, and there's a few pennies for myself in it after that. So that's that little bit what I've been doing, but I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story about today. Actually, I'll be going over to the post office later on because I only had 3 sets of coasters left on my eBay shop, and they all sold on Saturday, I think it was. With being Saturday and Sunday, can't post anything. I have to wait until today. Probably been one of my subscribers, I would imagine, that's bought them. I don't recognise the name, but it could be, because that's where most of my buyers come from, actually, like. But anyway, I'm going to go over. I haven't been over yet. I've parcelled them all up and I'm going to go and post them. But I'm going to go in my car because I'm going a little bit shopping in as well. So in my garden, my driveway, my next door neighbour has a lot of those little stones, the very small little pebble things in a garden. And I don't know whether it's the wind or what, but must blow them through the gaps in the fence. And I'm getting a lot of them up the side of my driveway. And I thought to myself, I noticed them the other day and I thought, oh, they're going to get stuck in my tyres. I'm going to sweep those stones up and put them back into the garden before I cut my grass, because once I cut my grass, it needs cutting now. And once I cut the grass, the little bits of grass blow all over. And when I sweep it all up, I'll be sweeping those stones up and sweeping the grass up as well. And the grass will go over because I'm going to empty it back into their garden. So the grass would go over as well and end up as compost in the garden. So I'm going to sweep them up first. Well, that's what I went out to do. And as I was in the garden, one of my friends, Elizabeth, she lives 1, 2, 3 doors away. And we often used to have in each other's houses now and again, have a little chat and cup of coffee and all that. And we hadn't seen each other quite a while, actually, just, in and out when we've been going in and out the house. And she caught me while I was out in the garden, and she says, oh, come on, Sheila, have a cup of tea and a chat. I haven't seen you for ages, and I'm saying, oh, I'm busy, man. Busy, Elizabeth. Oh, you're always busy. I've got the kettle on, get in here. So I had to go in for a chat, and of course she chased poor Keith upstairs because she didn't want him to know what we were talking about, and his words as he's on his way out the door. I know why you're chasing me, because it's so I won't know who you're calling, is it? So anyway, we had a little chat, quite a good chat actually. It was 11 o'clock, I think it was about 1 o'clock before I got back home again. And And we have this other neighbour who lives next door to Elizabeth. I'm not going to say her name, I'll just put another name to her. We'll call her Charlotte. Just for a... She would never ever see this because she doesn't even know how to use her phone, never mind the internet, like. But she's a lady she's hard to talk to. You can't talk to her because you can't get a word in edgeways when you do talk to her. And me and my friend Elizabeth, you know, we do include her in our conversations now and again, but most people try to avoid her because of that, because you can't get away from her when you get caught. And I was busy in Elizabeth having a good chat and that, and I was on my way out. And I'm standing at the door talking to Elizabeth, standing in a doorway, and I'm talking to her, and you know, the conversation, we could have still been talking in the house because I think we were standing outside for about 15 minutes saying bye. And we're chatting away, and all of a sudden Elizabeth grabs me by the jumper and she dragged me back into the passage in the house. And I'm saying, "What are you doing, man?" She says, "It's Charlotte just coming out, man." I says, "How do you know?" She says, "Well, she has trouble opening her door. I can hear her pulling at the door." She comes out, and this lady, well, Charlotte we're calling her, she's a cigarette. She smokes outside. She won't smoke in the house, but she's smoking outside. And she says she's coming out for a cigarette. So she come back in and shut the door, and we had to wait inside and keep talking until Charlotte went back in the house and opened the door, and she's saying, Elizabeth saying to me, "Oh, that was lucky," she says, "we nearly got caught in Charlotte's web, didn't we?" We're not nasty, you know, like, but she's a funny lady to talk to because, like I said, once she catches you, it's like Elizabeth said, you're in a web, you cannot get out. She goes on and on and on. You can't get a word in edgeways. And this lady, she doesn't have teeth, but she won't wear dentures. And when she's talking to you, she spits at you when she's talking. But we keep saying to her, "Why don't you put your teeth in?" She, "Oh, I don't like them in my..." And that's just the way it is with, well, at least Elizabeth saved me from getting caught in Charlotte's web when I was coming out the door. She'd caught me, I'd have still been there now. I wouldn't have been able to get away from her. And even if I'd told her I wanted to be at the post office by 3 o'clock, the conversation would have just went on and on and on. But anyway, that's enough of me being sulky. I'm going to finish a little bit knitting what I'm doing, and then I'm going to go get out my car out, and I'm going to the post office, and then get a little bit of shopping in because I need 1 or 2 things. I haven't got a lot of stuff left in my cupboards. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you all another time. So bye for now.